that the gray line around the outside is a little thicker than it was the last time we cooked a steak like this. Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. What we're going to do today is answer the burning question. Can I get a better sear or crust on a steak in an air fryer if I do it frozen instead of room temperature or a little cooler? And the theory behind that is that if it has to take longer to cook before it's frozen, then the air fryer will have more time to crisp up the outside. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get started and preheat this thing and let it go. And what I'm going to do to make sure I don't overcook this until I figure out just exactly how much time would be appropriate, I'm going to cook it about halfway because it's a little hard right now. And then I'm going to use the thermometer, Bluetooth thermometer, and that way I'll know exactly what the center of the steak is. And in theory, it should work great. We'll see. We'll see. So let's take our steak and get a little salt on it while the air fryer heats up. So cut it open. Got to get it out of this frozen plastic. There it goes. And get a little salt on it. Got a nice ribeye here from Sam's Club. It's about 19 ounces, and it's almost 1.25 inches thick, I would say. And I'm looking forward to it. Looks like it's going to be a good steak. So I'm not going to make you all sit through every step of the way in this thing, but I will come back and show you all the different steps that I use as they occur. So as soon as the air fryer is preheated, we will put the steak in, start to cook. Now, I've discovered that it takes, on a steak like this, about 10, 11 minutes, maybe 12 minutes in the air fryer when it isn't frozen. So I'm figuring it's going to take at least 15 minutes. So I'm going to start to cook, timed at 15 minutes. It's going to beep and tell me to flip it at 7.5 minutes. And that's when I'll put the meat thermometer in, get out the app on the phone, put it back in, and we'll monitor the internal temperature for the rest of the cook. So we'll see what happens. All right, the air fryer is preheated, nice and toasty. Let's put the steak in here, frozen. Shut the lid. We're going to do it at 450 degrees. We're going to use the grill setting, and we're going to make it for 15 minutes, and we're going to start. Now, this air fryer also has a setting on it that's called air crisp, and that's what you use to air fry things. And I don't know what the difference is. When I did my steak in here last time, I actually did it on the air crisp method, and it was fabulous. It was cooked perfectly, it was delicious, but it just was a little short on a really nice crust on the outside. So I'm trying a different setting here. I don't know if that's going to affect it very much, but I don't think it will. I think that the fact that it's frozen inside is what's going to make all the difference. So we'll let this thing cook for about 7 minutes more, and then we'll come back and put the thermometer in it. Okay, it's been cooking now for 5 or 6 minutes, so let's try to get the thermometer in before it gets too hot. So it's already cooking on the outside, but I'm sure it's probably still pretty frozen on the inside. So let's take it, set it down on the cutting board here, and let's take our meter thermometer and see how easy we can push it in, if we can push it in at all. It's still pretty frozen inside, but I'm going to try to get it in there, at least somewhere near this. Whoops, now doesn't want to get into the center. It's still a little frozen. We'll put it back. We'll give it another couple minutes, and we'll try that again. All right, it's been cooking for 10 minutes now, and it's sizzling away. But let's try to get that thermometer in it. Hopefully this time it'll just go right in. Yes. Okay. Got the thermometer in. And we'll put it back in the meter, and we've got 5 minutes left on this cook. I want to increase it by 3 minutes. So we'll see what happens. Now we'll open the app on the phone, and we'll start monitoring it. Let's set up the cook. Let's just go to previous cook, repeat that, and start the cook. And let's see what it has. It says the internal temperature now is 56 degrees. Okay. And normally when I cook these things and they come out of the refrigerator, I start with a temperature closer to 40 degrees. So the inside has certainly gone from frozen to something. The ambient temperature inside the air fryer is coming up. Right now it's 300 because I had the lid open, but it's climbing. And we'll see where all that settles out. So I'm going to let this thing go, and I'll come back when the internal temperature starts to near the 120 or 125, where we want to remove it from the heat. Probably 120. Okay, the internal temperature of that steak is now 116. The ambient temperature inside the air fryer is 443 degrees, so pretty close to the 450. I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the heat now and let it rest for a few minutes. It should be done. Looks good. We got some nice crispness on the fat. So we're going to let this, all this stuff cool down. So it's going to come up in temperature a little bit more. I want to go ahead and remove the thermometer. There we go. And we're going to wait a few minutes, and then we'll slice into it and see how it looks. So let's do that. Don't need that anymore. The thermometer's gone. So we'll be back in a second, and we'll slice into it. Okay, let's see. let's see what this looks like. It still doesn't have an incredible crust on it, but it is burnt on the fat edges and everything. But let's just see what we got here. Sure does cut like butter. Well, that's a medium rare. It's still plenty rare in the center. You can see that the gray line around the outside is a little thicker than it was the last time we cooked a steak like this. If you want the center a little more done, you could pull it at 130 degrees. But that doesn't look bad. Of course, steak never looks bad. So let's give this a little taste here. Very tender. See how this came out. From frozen, it was 17 minutes in the air fryer to get to this level. Oh, I never get over that first bite of steak, how good it is. Wow, that is delicious. Delicious. I would settle for my steak that way every time. I think I like it better this way, air frying it at 450 on the grill setting and pulling it at about 120 degrees. This is perfect. It's amazingly tender. It's a Sam's Club cut of meat. It's just the basic steaks that I buy. And it's fabulous. And I'm going to go enjoy it right now because this is my first meal of the day. And with that, you guys take the rest of the day off and eat meat.